Hi guys, so today I will be showing you how to make this hot chocolate popsicles as inspired by the very trendy hot chocolate bombs. To get a full list of the ingredients and equipment needed, visit my blog, thesweetsavorylife.com. So, before you start tempering, make sure that all the ingredients and equipments are prepared. As you know, chocolate seizes with water, so make sure that everything is pat dry, especially the molds. Also, use good quality chocolate with good cocoa butter content. You can either use a chocolate bar or the guitar semi-sweet wafers from Winco Bulk, and then chop the chocolate finely, because about a pound of them, because it helps them melt faster without using unnecessary heat. We are using a double boiler method, so either use a metal or a glass bowl. The goal is to melt the chocolate under 95 degrees Fahrenheit, otherwise you'll have to temper it using the seating method. Also, thermometer is a must when tempering. If you can see, I'm using this really awesome spatula with a built-in thermometer from Amazon. So once the chocolate is about 2/3 melted, take it out of the heat and mix as much as you can until all the lumps disappear. And sometimes you also see streaks of cocoa butter, so just keep mixing. When I'm making bigger batches, I use an immersion blender to make sure that everything is mixed in properly. So mix as much as you can, and once done, you can pour it in a pastry bag. So this is optional, you don't have to use pastry bag. You can use a Ziploc bag if you'd like, or just even use a spoon to pour the chocolate in the mold. I prefer using a pastry bag because it's less messy, less cleanup later on. You have more control of the chocolate. Add about 2 tablespoons of chocolate in each mold. In my test batch, I've done I think about 3 or 4 tablespoons, and it was just too much chocolate to drink for me, and I really prefer having a thinner shell of chocolate because it melts faster in the milk and also for the taste. So you can use, most people use brush, which is probably a smart thing to do. I don't have a brush to spread the chocolate around, so I'm using the back of the spoon, which works just fine. So when you're doing this, just focus on the side of the mold first. Try to coat as much of the side as you can. And then once it's done, you can just even out the bottom. The good thing about the popsicle mold is it's more forgiving than doing the sphere chocolate bombs, because you have to actually have the edges perfect. Alright, so once done, add the popsicle sticks. I just add this before the chocolate hardens so it doesn't crack the shell on the side. I also add a dollop of chocolate to help the popsicle stick stay in place, and then place it in the freezer for 3 minutes just to allow the shell to harden. So I'm doing 2 flavors, one just regular hot chocolate and one is mocha. For the mocha, I add 1 tablespoon of instant coffee and 1 tablespoon of powdered creamer, and a bunch of marshmallows. And for the regular hot chocolate, I just add a tablespoon of hot cocoa mix as well as the marshmallows on top. So while doing this, try to level up the marshmallows. If you can see, it's kind of protruding a little bit, which is fine, it's no big deal. So you can seal the popsicles with the remainder chocolate. Start from the side first. Ideally, once this is done, you should be able to just use a scraper and clean out the top by scraping the excess chocolate. However, my marshmallows are sticking out, so I can't do that. I use an offset spatula to clean out the sides. It's fine, it's no big deal. And if you have excess chocolate that are just kind of not even once it's hard, you can always just shave it off and it's no big deal. So try to take as much chocolate out as you can. And like what I said, you don't really want a lot of chocolate anyway, a thick slab of chocolate in the back. Alright, so that once that's hard, place in the freezer for about 3 minutes, and once it's hard, take it out of the mold. I try not to hold the chocolate directly, just I try to actually just hold it from the stick because I don't want any fingerprints. If you notice, the sides are kind of not even. It's okay. I actually shaved it and just made it look nicer. Alright, so I used a white chocolate melt to decorate. As much as I don't like the idea of drinking white chocolate melt because it's really waxy, and for the gram, they look nice. So I have 2 flavors, so I did 2 different chocolate melt pattern. The one with Oreo crumb is the regular hot chocolate, and the other one I sprinkled with cocoa nibs, which was the mocha. So once I sprinkled the Oreo, make sure that you take the excess out by just slightly tapping it, because you know, later on when you package it, you don't really want a lot of excess crumbs. So get creative with this, use colors. There's a lot of potentials for decorating these. I was using whatever I have in the kitchen. And here we go. These are the hot chocolate popsicle. Is it called bombs? It's not a bomb, but it's a bomb. So pour in really warm milk. You can add either, between 10 to 13 ounces of milk. Depends on how thick you want your chocolate to be. And then just simply swirl until your chocolate melts. I know these aren't as satisfying as the hot cocoa bombs, but for me, this actually makes sense because you're stirring it. You have a stir. Whichever, they're both good. And here we are. Thanks for stopping by. If you'd like to get the full recipe, please visit my website, thesweetsavorylife.com. I post a lot of